So why would you leave a job if the pay is good, if the benefits are good, if you get perks like free coffee? I don't get any advertising revenue for that, by the way. But yeah, one of these days, I'm going to walk out of these doors you see right behind me to pursue my dream of investing in real estate full time. Again, my name's John Griffith. For those of you that have seen a lot of these videos that watch my stuff, you know that I'm a self-storage investor. That's my niche, or my niche, depending on what part of the country you're from. Around here we have niches, but whatever. So my niche is self-storage investing, and you know what? I do have a great job here. Great pay, great benefits, great perks. But a lot of people I've even heard ask that, not least of which my mom, because that's how moms are. Like, why did you want to leave something like that? That's such a great job. It's so safe, and but it may be a tough decision, or I'm sorry, it may be an easy decision if you're working in a place that, the pay stinks. You feel like you're underpaid, overworked. That's a little bit easier of a decision sometimes. But maybe you're out there and you're like, well, my job's pretty good actually. But at the end of the day, I guess my answer would be that it really doesn't matter how much money you make. It really doesn't matter what your benefits are. At the end of the day, if you're not doing that thing that you're totally obsessed with, and I mean obsession in a good way, not in some neuroses. I mean, obsession is a gift. And if you can find that thing that you are obsessed about and find a way to make that happen all the time, then you've already won. You've already won. That could be you're only making $20,000 a year, $30,000, $50,000, whatever you need. At some point, you're going to reach an amount that it's enough. And beyond that, there is no additional motivation or fulfillment that you're going to get out of that, no matter what your benefits are. If anything, those benefits are going to serve more like like golden handcuffs to keep you there. In fact, it may be an even tougher decision than if your job was just, everything just stinks and you don't like it, and you're not fulfilled, you don't feel like you're getting paid enough. You could be in a place where you're actually very comfortable. And that's actually probably even more dangerous, the fact that it's comfortable. But at the end of the day, I think the goal is to do that thing for which you are uniquely called, uniquely qualified to do, and that it just brings you fulfillment and joy. And if you're in a place right now, you may be making a bunch of money, you may be having great benefits and lots of perks like the free coffee and everything like that. But ultimately, if you're just there for that, it's not going to do it for you. It's not going to be enough. There is just something to said about pursuing your dreams, pursuing the things you love. It may sound trite as far as this pursuing your passion, but at the end of the day, you need to find that thing, find your niche, find that thing that you're just really good at, but also that thing that you love. Not just that you're good at, but that you're good at and you love it. And when you get to the point where you can do that thing all the time, then you've already won. You love the journey. You love the game. That's really what it's about. And so that is why I would leave somewhere like here. How long is it going to be? I don't know. 5 years, 10 years, maybe, who knows? But I would say also, a lot of people think that you have to have this thing where you can just retire and then just go sit on a beach somewhere and then draw out money and just have enough to sit around and do nothing. I mean, that's not really what I think of retirement. Retirement is just simply, can I make a jump to go do that thing I want? I wish I remember who said it. It might have been Zig Ziglar or Jim Rohn, but they said, do what you have to as quickly as possible so that you can do what you want to for as long as possible. And so wherever you happen to be at right now, don't just slack off. Don't just do it half-hearted. Don't just say, oh, well, I have this other thing I want to do, and so I can't really be, good at it or really, no, don't have that attitude. Do the best that you can possibly do while you're there, and follow some of these strategies, which we'll cover in other videos about, getting to the point where you can be financially independent, and then you can do whatever you want. Or whatever you are called to do, either way. And so one day I will walk out the doors here, and I'll make a special video on that day, and I don't know how long it'll be, but it will come. And when I can get to that point, like I said, where Every single day you just wake up. Not everything is fun 100% of the time, but every day you wake up and you say, you know what, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Then you've already won. And then who cares about the rest of it? Who cares if a lot of people think that they have to be able to retire and have enough for the next 30 years. They get so abstract and just say, well, I can't leave now because what am I going to do 30 years from now? Don't worry about 30 years from now. I don't even know what's going to happen next week or a year. And yet, am I going to have this abstract discussion about what's going to happen 30 years from now? It's like, come on. I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk that said, don't jump until you can afford to drown. Don't jump until you can afford to drown. So basically, you have to account for the fact that when you go start doing this other thing, you may not be very good at it for a while. You're going to need a little time to flounder. You're going to need a little time to make mistakes. You're going to need some finances to back you up. So plan for that. And if you can do 6 months, a year, 2 years of doing that thing to really propel yourself forward and grow the business, then do it. I've got a switch here because my arm is completely going to sleep. I've got those programmer muscles, that's just what happens. So all you have to do is to get to a spot where you have enough time to where you can just go fully pursue that thing. You know what, take a year. Go figure out whether you can do it. I think that's kind of the goal. My goal is not to be able to retire for the next 30 years. My goal is, can I have to get to the point where I can take a year to really go all out on this thing and see if I can make it. If not, I can always come back. Right? I mean, I can always come back. I mean, this place will still be here. It'll still be here. Not only that, but the experience that I've gotten for the last 10 years, I'll still have that too. Say, well, but there might be a gap in my resume. Who cares, right? And honestly, that gap will probably be more interesting to discuss than the rest of what's on your resume anyway. So if nothing else, you had an amazing year to reset and refocus your life and where you wanted to go for the next 10 years. So anyway, that's the goal. That's why potentially I would look at doing something like leaving my job, something just audacious and crazy like that. It's not that crazy, but we do play up a lot of these things in our heads about why we couldn't do that or why it would be so scary. But anyhow, I hope this was beneficial, and I think I'll try to make more on this topic about different things you can do to, buy yourself that 6 months, buy yourself that year, that you could really try something else and see whether you like it. You don't have to. It's better doing that and getting it out of your system than waiting and finding out, working towards some abstract thing for 15 years and then finding out either, number one, you're no good at it, or that you don't enjoy that any more than what you're doing already. So hope this has been interesting. Again, just another video brought to you by the Self-Storage Guy. I hope you guys will subscribe and click the little notifications button to make sure you get all the videos. And hope you guys have a great day.